Good morning students. So welcome to our SALKHU'S classes. So today we will discuss the chapter 5 of our class 10 mathematics, that is AP, that means arithmetic progression. So our question is here: choose the correct choice in the following and justify. That means we have to choose the correct option and we have to also verify that our answer is correct. So our first question is, we have to find the 30th term of AP. AP is given here 10, 7 and 4. That means this is the decreasing AP, so we have to find its 30th term. So at first we can see that our first term is given 10, that means we can write that is equal to 10. Now we can easily find its common difference because first term and second term is given. So our method to find the common difference is we have to subtract the first term from second term. So we get minus 3 and our n is given, means 30, and we know that A30 is the 30th term. So our formula is what? A plus 29D. We know that formula, so now we can solve it easily. So our first term is given 10, 29 into D. D means minus 30. Now multiply it. So 10 plus let's get minus 87, that means 10 minus 87, that means minus 77, our correct answer. That means our answer is option C. Option C is the correct answer. Now our next question: 11th term of AP minus 3 and minus 1 by 2 and 2. That means we have to find the 11th term. So now we can find it. At first we have to find the first term and common difference, as it is very easy. So we can write that minus 3 is our first term, so we can write that A is equal to minus 3 and is our common difference. So how it will be find? We can find it after subtracting the first term from second term. So we could find it that means 5 by 2. So now we could find 11th term, that means A plus 10D. We know that 1 will be subtracted from our given term. So first term is minus 3, then 10 into D. D means 5 by 2. If we could solve it, then we get minus 3 plus 25. That means we get 22. That means our option B is the correct answer. So now we will move to our next question. In the following APs, find the missing terms in the boxes. That means we have to find the missing terms which is present in this box. So here also we will follow the same rule. At first we will to find the value of A, that is given 2. Our last term is given, that means n is our last term, so it is given 26. But here we can see that the value of n is given 3 because here is only 3 terms present. So one term are missing. Which term? D is our missing, and second term also missing. That means we have to find the 2 terms, that is D and A2. So now at first we would find the D, that means common difference. So we know that our nth term is given 26, but we know the formula of nth term: A plus n minus 1 into d is our nth term formula. So now we have to put the values of all terms. The value of a is given 2, n is 3, then we have to find the value of d. Now we have to solve it. 2d is equal to 26 minus 2, that means d is equal to 24 by 2, that's means 12, that means d is equal to 12. Now we have to find the common difference. Now we have to find our second term, that means a2, and we know that the formula of a2 is a plus d. Then our a is 2 and d is 12, that means our second term is 14. So we can write here 14. So now we will move our next question. Next question is that here our first term is absent but second term is given. Second term is given, a2 is equal to 13, and our last term means there are how many terms? Only 4, that means a4 is 3, and here we have to find a, that means a1, and then a3, and but we know that we can't find any terms if we don't know the common difference. That means we have to find also, we have to also find the common difference. So now we will try to find. As we know that if a2 is present, so we can write it a plus d, we can write it, and a4 equal to 3, this one also can be written a plus 3d, we can write. Now subtract equations 2 from 1, so we can write from equation 1 minus 2, so that we could get d is equal to 13 and a plus 3d is equal to 3. Now we have to change its sign, so a will cancel out, then minus 2d is equal to 10, it means d is equal to minus 5. So here we have got d. So now put these values on equation 1 from 1, then what we will get? A plus d is equal to 13, but d is present here, minus 5 to 13, that means a is equal to minus 5 will taken to the right side, then its sign will change into plus, so that our first term is 18. So that means we have got our first term. Now we have to find out the third term. So the third term formula, as our second term is present, so we can use it, a2 plus d. This one is also formula of third term. So our second term is given here 13, and common difference is minus 5, that means 13 minus 5, so we get 8, that means our third term is 8. So it is the required solution. So we will move to our next question. In 4 number question, it is given that first term is given but second term and third term is absent, but our last term is given. That means we have to find out the last term. So first term is 5 and our last term, that means fourth term is 9 and 1 by 2, then second term is absent, and we have to find out, and third term also we can find out. But here we can also see that there is no common difference given, so we have to find the common difference also. So how we can find it? We know that the fourth term is 1 by 2, so we can write it a plus 3d. We know that 1 will be subtracted from our term, so we get 2. So our first term is given 5, 3d, this equal to 19 by 2. It means 3d is equal to 19 by 2 minus 5. So d is equal to 2 minus 10 to 3. D is equal to 3. Cut it out. That means d is equal to 3 by 2. Now we can easily find our second term. Second term we can find how the which formula we will use, a plus d. So our first term is 5 and common difference is 3 by 2. That means our second term will be given out 10 plus 3, that means 13 by 2. This is our second term. So now we try to find out the third term also. So we can use this formula, a2 plus d. So a2 is 13 by 2 and d is 3 by 2. We add it, 13 plus 3, 16 by 2, that means 8. So our third term is 8. These are required answers. Our second term is 13 by 2 and our third term is 8. This is our required answer. So now we will try to solve our next question. Our next question is minus 4 so now we will solve it. Here our first term is given minus 4 and last term means there are how many terms, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, that means there are 6 terms. That means the n value of n is 6 and a 6 is present here, 6. But here we can also say that d is our absent, so we have to find the value of d. So we can use this formula, a6 is equal to 6, and we know that the formula of a6 is a plus 5d. a means minus 4, we have to find the value of d. So we can write that 5d is equal to, as the sign of 4 is minus, so if we take it to the right side, then its sign will be changed into plus. Then we get d is equal to 10 by 5. That means the value of d is 2. Now we have to find the value of a2, means a plus d. Our a is given minus 4 and we have find the value of d is 2, so that its answer will be minus 2. So we have found the value of a2, but now we have to find the value of a3 also. So a3 could be written a2 plus d. a2 is minus 2 and d is 2, that means the value of a3 will be 0. And now we will find the value of a4. So we can use the formula a3 plus d. The value of a3 is 0 and the value of d is 2, that means given 2. And then now we have to find the value of a5, that means we can write it a4 plus d, and the value of a4 is 2 and the value of d also 2. So our answer is 4. So these are our required answers. Our next question. So this question we have to solve. This one also same. Here our first term is absent, so we have to find the first term, but second term is given. Second term is given 38, and our last term, that means our sixth term, is given minus 22. So this one will be solved in the same way, as we can write that a2 is in the form of a plus d, this equal to 38. This will be equation 1. From a6, a plus 5d is equal to minus 22. Now we have to solve these equations. We have to subtract them. Equation 1 minus equation 2. So here we get a plus d is equal to 38, and second equation is a plus 5d is equal to minus 20. Now sign will be changed. Minus will change into minus, minus will change into plus. Cancel out. This minus 4d. This will be at 10, 60. That means d is equal to 4. That means d is equal to minus 15. So here we can say that we have find out the value of d. Now we will find remaining terms. So put the value of d into equation 1 so that we can find the first term. Therefore from 1 we get a plus d is equal to 38. Then as we can see that the value of d is given minus 15, so we have to take it to the right side. Then we get plus 15, that means 53. The value of a is given 53. Now we have to find the value of a3, that means third term. So the formula we can use is a2 plus d. a2 is 38, and our value of d is minus 15. So here we can get a3 is 30. So now we can find the fourth term. Here we can use another formula also, that is a plus 3d, because we know our first term. So our first term is 53. Into d, d means minus 15. So 53 minus 45. So our answer is 8, 5. That means only 8. So this is our fourth term. Now we have to find the fifth term. So here we can also use the same formula, a plus 4d. That means 53 plus 4 into 53 minus 60, means minus 7. So these are our required answers. So if someone have any suggestion of my classes, so you can write it in our comment box, and if you like our class, so subscribe our channel. Thank you. We'll meet again in our next class.